Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an August budget check-in. I'm basically going to review all of the budgets that I've set up for the month of August using my annual budget workbook. I have to say thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that you enjoy it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also click the like button. So getting right into it, I'm going to first look at my calendar because I want to make sure I review all of the bills that we had to pay for August and make sure that they were completed, they were taken care of. So August rent was paid. Car insurance and gym membership were paid. We also had utility bills due the second week for Spectrum and internet and light bills. So we paid that. All state life insurance policies were both paid. I do not have a gas bill this month, and I'm filming this during the fourth week of the month, so I'm going to be closing out my fourth paycheck somewhere at the end of this video. So looking at my monthly budget spreadsheet in my budget workbook, I'm just going to update all of the bills that we've already paid. I like to write them down also so I can track to see how much have we been paying, and we've been paying the bills for the month. So if you're new here, I want to say welcome. Thank you for clicking on the video. I hope that you stick around. I do mainly budgeting videos, sharing my own personal budget for my family of 5. And I do have a special announcement. So if you stay tuned throughout the video, you'll probably hear what that announcement is because we have some life changes coming up. And to zoom you in, car insurance, I budget using $77, but it was a few cents less because I always round up on my bills. Gym membership, we budgeted $94. It came out for just a little bit under $93.94. The electricity bills with PSEG, that bill was 39 cents over budget. My life insurance policies are pretty much fixed. One is a term life policy, the other one is a universal life policy. So we pay about $69 for both. I also need to go through paycheck budget number 2. So with this section, what I'm going to do is just review what we did in that second paycheck of the month of August. So I planned for an income of $700, but we ended up using $680 to budget with. And I like to allocate money to certain buckets. So the first bucket you'll see me allocate money to is our giving bucket, and then I'll move on to savings. And if we did have any investments in the second week, I'll go ahead and add that in. If not, I'll skip over to my funds. You may know them as sinking funds, but I call them purpose funds because they have specific purposes. Each savings account has a specific purpose. So we saved $30 in clothing. We gave a tithe of $68, and I did pull out some cash so that I can stuff, and I'm catching up. So I'm going to have a video on my Tasha's Money and Stuff channel showing you how I allocated the cash money. But we're putting $40 towards cash this second week. And for bills, we already know, if you've probably already seen, but I'm just completing the worksheet in this workbook to know exactly how much we paid during the second week of the month. So we paid 2 bills and then put some money aside for September's rent. And then I had a little bit of money that we spent on food. I think that was DoorDash though, because we haven't been buying groceries. Again, I have a life update coming up soon, so I'll share with you why we've been basically ordering food in instead of grocery shopping as much. So I'm just going to total up all of the bills that we have for that the second week. And the total came to $545.99. So we were a little bit under budget, which is nice. Again, I round up on the bills just so I can make sure there's a little bit of cushion in case something is higher than it normally would be. And now the zero-based budget section, we had $680 for income, but we were $9 over budget, which is fine. The cushion will eat that charge. And the cushion that we have left at the end of week 2 was $35. If you're still here at this time, I really appreciate you. I hope that you would click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button. So our giving the second week was 10%, our savings was 5.1%, and we did not invest in the second paycheck, so that was 0%. So now that I've done that, I'm going to move on to paycheck budget number 3. And for the third paycheck budget of the month of August, we did have a little bit more income to work with, so we planned for $700 in my August budget reset, but we actually used $750 in the third week. So I'm just going to fill out the numbers, and then I'll talk you through what I'm doing as I complete it. So I usually give 10%, and that's the standard for us. We give 10% of our income that we use to the church that we attend. And then we have our savings. I'm going to make some changes in the fourth paycheck, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So I saved $20 in the emergency fund in the third week and $10 towards household. And then for our transportation costs, I put $17 there. And for Christmas, $11.22. So when I did my pre-plan, I had some change left over. I just threw it into Christmas since we need to start putting more money towards Christmas now. And then for cash expenses, it's pretty much the same. We need $25 for laundry because we have to do the laundry and the laundromat right now because we don't have a separate washer and dryer in our apartment unit. And then challenges, I want to finish my 1K challenge, so I'm putting $15 towards that for a total of $40 in cash. I did have some extra, so I'm going to put that money into our miscellaneous account. This is an actual savings account where I just transfer the money from the check-in to the savings account to put aside for anything that could come up in the future. So the actual amount that I transferred was $10.62 in the third paycheck. Last but not least, our bills and expenses. The life insurance policies came out in the third week. So the first one was $32.50. The cell phone was $94 as budgeted. Our second life policy was $35.88, and then I left $375 behind to go towards September's rent. And then for food, that was another DoorDash, $28.78. So we do have food in the house. It's just been pretty challenging these past few months, and again, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to focus on the budget for right now. So the total amount of the bills that we had to pay in the third week was $566.16. Again, we were a little bit under, and that's what I'm aiming to do. I'm aiming to keep this under budget, which is why I always budget a little bit up or round up to the next whole dollar, because I like to see how much we can put aside towards other things. So for this week, we do have a zero-based budget. $750 is what we use, and $750 was the cost of all of our expenses and savings and whatnot. I didn't invest this week, so investing is 0, but our savings was 9.2%, and our tithing was 10, or giving was 10%. So now I get to close out the fourth budget by paycheck for the month, and this is in real time. So I'm going to close out the budget by reviewing the income that we used and then making money moves and updating my expense tracker. So this is my full payday routine. So the income that we planned was $700, but the income that we used was $750. So the expenses will equal the same, again, because I'm always doing a zero-based budget, but I'm making some slight changes. So for each paycheck that we get, or each pay period, we're going to put 5% aside to my retirement account, 5% to our savings, and then 10% is going to be given as our tithe. The rest of the money that's left over after those percentages,
Joseph?
Yeah, I think so, is going to be split between whatever bills we have due that week, whatever cash expenses we have, and any other variable expenses. So for this fourth paycheck of the month, $75 is going to my tithe, and I'm going to have $38 going towards savings. So I'm going to split that between emergency fund, and a few other purpose funds that I really want to get some money in. So we're going to really split this up. Every small amount, every dollar still makes a difference. So I'm putting $10 into the emergency fund, $3 to next month's bills. That's for future bills, because one of our top financial goals is to be 3 months ahead, or have 3 months ahead of bills. That's basically what we're trying to do. Our household account is going to get $3. Um, Annual bills, those are for annual subscriptions and things like that, like Microsoft and Amazon Prime. All of those bills that are coming up in the new year, I'm saving up towards those. Clothing is going to get $3. We almost depleted that again because we're buying clothes for the kids for back to school. So yeah, just have to keep replenishing it for now. Transportation, I'm going to put $10 there. And then I'm going to fill in the other funds that we're using. We're not putting anything towards Christmas in the fourth paycheck, because I want to focus on getting some money back into like our wellness fund, because we haven't had money in there in a while. And, we need to start beefing up our vitamins and supplements, especially with the children going back to school. So I'm going to send $3 there to get that started again and build up from there. And 5% of whatever we bring in is going to the retirement account. So I'll show you how we're splitting that up, because I'm not going to use the change. I'm going to round it up to the whole number. $3 going into school, which is back to school fund. I have back to school savings in cash for my boys. Each of my boys has their own back to school envelope, but then I also have an online savings account where we saving up for school. So when we have to use the credit card online, we can just pay the credit card back from that account. So I'm sending $3 to school. And the cash that I pulled out for this week is going to be $80. So I'm putting $25 towards our laundry cost, $25 to challenges, and $10 to each of my son's individual cash binders. So that's a total of $80. And then I do have some extra money that I'm going to send to our miscellaneous account. Now, this could be for anything. This could be for food. This could cover other line items where we're short. If we're over budget for food, if we're over budget for a certain bill, we can pull from there. Or if just miscellaneous stuff comes up. And we do have a special savings that I'm going to talk about in my next video. So $375 is going to be put aside towards September's rent. And I did pay $100 on our credit card for, again, food charges between grocery shopping and door dashing. So that was already done. And the total cost of our bills, I forgot to write in, I will write it in just a minute, is $475. So I was a little bit out of frame, so forgive me, y'all. But we use $750 and our expenses total $750, so we have a zero-based budget while we're closing out. 10% of that income went to our giving, and $37 is going to be invested into my IRA. So I'm going to transfer that money to Fidelity so I can go ahead and invest it. 4.9% of this income went towards that, towards investing, and 5% went towards savings. So I'm just double checking my numbers to make sure I do have a zero-based budget. I don't have anything left over to allocate, and I didn't go over budget, which I didn't. So now that all of that is done, I can start making my money moves and transferring money from the operating account to the individual savings accounts and my giving account. So tithe went, success, $75. And then I Zelled money to my Ally Bank account so I could transfer the $10 into my emergency fund and $3 into school. And that's the video you see on the screen. And then I sent $3 to next month's bills, to clothing, to annual bills, to household. $10 went to transportation, and then $3 after that went to wellness, and then the next $3 went to school, but I already showed you that with Ally. So I really like Ally Bank because you can create up to 10 buckets and you can just distribute the money as you need to. I also sent $45 to the miscellaneous fund, so success. So that's it for paycheck number 4. The last thing I really need to do is update my expense tracker, because I like to see exactly how much money we have to work with going forward into before I close out the month. So we're basically wrapping up I'm saying December. We're wrapping up August, and we'll be going into September very soon. So if you like to see my September budget reset, please make sure you click like and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos. So I made a mistake here. I was trying to um, get a head start of closing out the August budget, but I tallied up the emergency fund transfers wrong. So we actually only put like $30 towards the emergency fund in the month of August. We didn't hit 60. So I'll have to fix that in my reset video. And for the cash that we pulled out, so we budgeted for $91, but I think I pulled out about 200 or 220, if I'm not mistaken, for the month, because we did have a couple of weeks where we had more income than we planned on using, so that we could get caught up on some necessary things. So yeah, it was $200. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill out the expense tracker now, because I don't want to close out the August, because I'm not fully ready yet to set up September. So this is where I'm going to update my account expenses. So what you're going to see me doing while I play some music is just fill in the second and the third, and then currently the fourth week of the month with all of the transfers, all of the income deposits, all of any interest deposits. And I want to make sure I know exactly how much money we should have left after the month ends. Or while we're closing the month. So this is the part where I wanted to share a little life update while I update the tracker. So my husband and I are expecting our 4th child. I am in my current pregnant with number 4 in my 2nd trimester. It's been a really challenging time for me, because we're very excited. We're very blessed to be able to bring another life into the world and raise up another human being with purpose, and, just love them and provide for them, and, have someone else to, leave a legacy to. But it's been tough physically for me. It's been tough because I've been, the first trimester, if you're a woman who's been pregnant before, it's not easy. And on top of that, we just have so many family challenges. And because I haven't been working like an actual W-2 job, I had to cut back on some of my freelance stuff because I haven't been feeling well. And then it hit right, it happened right at the end of the last school year, the beginning of the summer. So, my little ones have events, and my teenager has things he wants to do, and just life is being life all over. So it was hard managing, keeping up with my YouTube schedule, doing, the work I was able to do as an insurance agent, because, the kids are out of school, and I'm basically the caregiver during that time because my husband is working. So it was a lot. It was taxing on my body, and I wasn't, I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to manage the, because we have to save for the new baby, and we have children going back to school. So there's a lot of things to figure out. But I trust the Lord, and I'm holding on to Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous. I don't want to feel like there's no way to get through this, and I just have to put forth an effort. Now that I'm feeling much better, I'm not as nauseous during the day. I'm still tired, but not like where like extremely overly tired, where I can actually get things done. So I'm getting some vitality back. I'm getting some energy back. So I'll be able to put more effort into making sure I create content for the channel, making sure I stay on top of our budget and our goals, our financial goals, tracking and all of that. And with the children back in school, that'll, free up some time for me to be able to do more things while we get ready for the baby. So 2nd trimester, That's probably a little over 4 months now. So we have about 5 months to go before baby comes, and I'll probably share some updates along the way. Once, like, if we find out the gender, I'll probably share that with you guys if you guys would be interested in knowing. And I appreciate the support here on the channel. I've gotten so many, comments about how people are enjoying the content and just being supportive of me. I just really appreciate you guys. You guys have no idea. My lovely friends, my internet cousins, my fellow legacy builders. We can do this despite life's challenges. We can manage our money well. We can create a budget that works even if we have to change it every now and then. I've made some changes, with the percentages. It's still going to be a zero-based budget, but I'm just going to cut a certain percentage, a specific percentage every week going to retirement because we need to beef that up. Also making sure we save that minimum amount each week, and then work the rest as best we can. And I really appreciate you guys' support. So if you guys are able to watch the advertisements, if you want to join the membership, that will be revived very soon, because again, my children are going back to school. I'm feeling much better, much stronger now that I'm in the second trimester, so I'll have more energy to, get back onto like the Monday lives for the one-on-one budgeting community, getting back on doing my Transfer Tuesdays, hopefully in September, probably more like mid-September, but we're getting back to it. Everything I use on my channel to help me manage our family's budget, the budget workbook is linked down below. If you're interested in like the pens I use or the calculator, if you think any of that might help you, or if it's just something cute that you want to try, I'll link all of those things in the description box. Anytime you click on a link that's an Amazon affiliate link, I do get a small commission. So I would appreciate that if you guys find it in your heart to be supportive that way, if you can. And I just thank you for being here. Being a support is a really great thing for me. It helps keep me on that discipline, not just motivated, but it disciplines me. It keeps that discipline going, where I have to continue to track every penny. Where is it going? What's happening? Because I need to make sure that we're hitting our goals. I really want to fully fund or max out my IRA. I may not be able to do it for 2023, but I'll definitely be pushing to do that for 2024, on top of having to save for the new baby. All of the costs that are associated with that is just, it's a lot. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to max out my IRA for 2024. So that means I have to stay focused. I have to keep tracking expenses. I have to be, disciplined enough not to be ordering out all the time. Now that, it's easier for me to cook at home, because, in the beginning, first trimester, every smell that I used to like or I could manage, smelling, before then, it was difficult. And everything made me nauseous, or I just felt tired. I had to sit down. I couldn't eat much. But now that I'm feeling better, there'll be less DoorDash ordering. I'll have more time to prep and cook meals at home, since we do have food at home. And I'll have more energy to, you know, curate my videos and stay on top of the budget and meet with clients now and then, maybe twice a week or so I can help my husband, because he's working really hard and I want to make sure I'm contributing to the family's budget and the family income, because we're going to need it. So I'm finishing up with all of the transactions here. This is the fourth week now, so I'm going to run out of room on this page, but I included 4 expense tracking pages in the revised annual budget workbook. So this is a 12-month workbook. It has everything you need just to keep track of your expenses. 5 budget by paycheck worksheets. It has a monthly budget worksheet. There's a vision board page. There's a brain dump page. We have space for you to track your net worth each month. Also, there's just like a blank page where you can just brainstorm or pre-plan your budgets out. That's also included in this annual budget workbook. If you're not sure if the annual budget workbook is for you, I also have a simple budget workbook that's available on Amazon. That doesn't have as many pages, and it's only a 5-month budget workbook, but it comes in hardcover and softcover in case anyone is interested. If you're trying to look for something for 2024, something simple to help you manage and stay on top of your funds, maybe that will be a good fit for you or someone you know. So I'm checking to see how much we'll have left after all of the transactions have moved. All of the money has moved into their individual savings accounts. The one transaction I forgot to list on my expense tracker is the $37 that I transferred to Fidelity so I can invest it through my IRA. So I'll show you on the screen what the actual balance is in our operating account, because I've written $1569, but it's going to be a little bit less. That's less the $37 that we have, but that's fine because the money that's left over that we're going to roll over into September is going to be used to pay September's rent, and then we still have a little bit of a cushion in there. So yeah, it's not 1569, it's actually 1532, I think it was, or 1530. Yeah, 1532. So that's it for this budget check-in for August. I will be setting up my September budget soon, so I thank you for tuning in here, and I hope that you stay tuned for that. September is going to be a golden month. We have 5 paychecks in the month of September, so I'll have much more to work with, and I'm excited about being able to put money aside to get even further ahead of 2 of our bills in the month of September. So stay tuned for that September reset, and don't worry about tomorrow. Continue to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. Bye for now.